This goes down as one of the best moments of my life. Seeing the RX-78 legitimately goes down as one of the most emotional, just genuinely positively emotional moments of my life, because as soon as I saw it, I was just overwhelmed with emotion. I was ready to burst into tears, and I was just both from happiness and from being overwhelmed, and also from just how thankful I was to my mother for actually giving me the opportunity to take off one of the biggest things off my bucket list, which is seeing the RX-78, and now finding out that it's going to be taken off display in March 2017 has made me appreciate this experience even more. So video does not do this justice. It does not do it whatsoever, because just the overwhelming aura of the RX-78 is just insane. And I tried to film from every angle to try to capture the amazingness of the RX-78, but it's impossible. Look at all this detail, all the little caution stickers, all the little mechanical parts you see inside. It's just so beautiful, and it's so well done. I love this thing so much. I'd love to see it again next year, but sadly it's not going to be on display anymore. But I am so grateful that I managed to see it this year, and this is by far one of the biggest highlights of my trip to Japan, because this was one of my life goals, and I am so happy to have completed it. So there's a quick shot of the Gundam Cafe where I did go, and I picked up a little bit of something that you'll see in a couple of videos, I guess. Well, a couple of Japan videos, and here we're actually in Odaiba, where the Gundam is located, so there's a few little shots there. So you can see, it's really beautiful. This is when you imagine futuristic Tokyo, this is what you imagine. So it was really nice to go here, and even without the Gundam, I would still come here, and the train ride to here, you see a bit of it here, but it's so beautiful. So I actually stayed at the Gundam for a good hour, if not longer, just staring at it, taking pictures with it. And then there's I wish I was a bit more creative with the pictures, but it was so good to be there. So here's a shot of basically where we just were, so where I was filming from a much closer perspective. So this is a bit closer to Odaiba itself, and now we're going back to more central Tokyo. So this part is actually back at Asakusa, which is close to where we stayed last year. You see the Skytree and the little yellow fire thing that I've mentioned in one of the past videos before. But this is just a shot from, there's this little tourist office kind of thing in Asakusa, which is really close to Sensoji, but you can go up here for free and see this really nice view from above of Sensoji and Asakusa in general. So I really recommend checking it out. It's completely free, just go up an elevator. So if you plan to go to Tokyo, just do this because it's free and nice. And this part, here's a picture of where that little shot of this little bridge came up in Vanguard, and I saw it and I was like, oh, I've seen this before. So I just had to film it, and there's actually a lot of places in Tokyo that come up in Vanguard. So here I believe we're in Shinjuku, so I didn't film too much of it because it's very it's overwhelming as hell. There's just everything happening all over you, and it's really hard to capture everything. So we just kind of walked around there a little bit. And then here is actually the Metropolitan Government Building. Here you see it from below, and you see this is the view from above. So this is basically the second highest observatory in Tokyo, the highest one being Skytree, but for Skytree you have to pay a lot, and this is completely free. So the Metropolitan Building gives you this kind of view. It's actually it's breathtaking, but it's completely for free. There weren't that many people there either. We went during a weekday, not even at the evening, at 3 p.m.-ish, so it wasn't really the kind of go after work type of thing. But yeah, so we came at a pretty good time, and we got an amazing view. So you can see it shows a lot, and we got a really good time as well, because you can see it's just turning a little bit dark now. So it's pretty much sunset, and it's really beautiful. So I try to film as much as possible from this because it looks really nice. So, and here I'm gonna show right now this comparison of the building next to the Metropolitan Building, and it's right next to it. But yeah, and actually there were card game stuff in the Metropolitan Building. And here's a little Shadowverse ad. I saw quite a few of these while in Tokyo. Following that, we went up to the actual shopping area of Tokyo Skytree, and here we have Kirby Cafe. I didn't even know this was actually a thing when I came to Japan. but when we were exploring, I was like, hey, that actually looks kind of familiar. So I saw it's mostly just a bunch of plushies. It's nothing actually cafe-ish, like how Gundam Cafe actually has food, but I didn't see any food for sale here. It was mostly just plushies, figures, t-shirts, bags, phone cases, so just the usual accessory stuff, but it's still really nice, and like you can hear the music in the background is also very calming. So yeah, I definitely quite like this one as well, but we're on to something even greater after this. And some of my friends really like Aikatsu, and I don't really know too much about it, but this one's for you guys. And this was like the coolest thing I saw in Tokyo Skytree, which is like this like face mask, which literally has Star Platinum and Dio's mask on it. Like, look at this. It's beautiful. It's perfect. And here we are at the other big location for this video, which is Pokemon Center Skytree. So look at this beautiful Rayquaza that's just like coming down from the top of the Skytree. Like, that's so well designed. So you can see a lot of the Poncho Pikachu's little Sun Moon promo. I went here in September, so you know, like they already had Halloween stuff stocked, even though it was like still a month and a half away. But you can see all this Halloween Pokemon stuff, and yeah, so there was a little game corner where like you could play the actual like arcades for Pokemon games, but you need to like buy something else for those, so I didn't actually commit to it. But you can see again more of the Halloween stuff. It was all at the front, and then I think still a bit more, and then it starts to go to the like country Pikachus and just general Pikachu. I like these little substitute hats, and then like random bags, and then here's like little waifu corner type of thing. Like you have Cynthia merch, which is like really surprising to see. But so like it was like the whole corner just dedicated to her essentially. So that was pretty interesting to see. There's another Sun Moon promo there. Some mugs, I considered these, but then I got a really nice one from Gundam Cafe, so I didn't need it in the end. And then there's some bags, and like there's like stuff everywhere. There's like pins and more bags and more like just kind of clothing accessories. There was some socks, phone cases, tins, and then some more plushies. And here's this beautiful shiny Mega Rayquaza. It is so good looking. And then here we have more tins, more albums, boxes, cookies, more snacks, and then there's like random stuff over here, and then pins again, and there's just so much stuff. There's a huge section of phone cases, but these phone cases are like, they're only iPhone, and you can see they're not the cheapest. They go for like 2,400 yen or something like that. So, and there you can see some Ditto plushes for a second, and then there's just a bunch of other little stuff, and then like school accessories. There's a huge section for school accessories, and then I believe those are just like albums and cards, and there's a soundtrack, and then there's some more TCG stuff and figures, and then that, I believe that's an album as well as some figures. So, and again, there's some more school stuff, because like it was in September, so I guess it's understandable. And then here's like the seasonal Pikachus, where like they get a new one every couple months, I think. I'm not too sure about that one. And then there's some more just like random things here, and a big like Poncho Rayquaza section. And I did get a shiny one that you can see on the left over there, but you'll see them in a couple of, like in a few videos. But yeah, so this is kind of it. So just keep looking around the Pokemon Center, but it's a really, really nice place, so I'm glad I did visit it. And that's actually pretty much it for this video.